So we'll begin in a seated position. And select a hand position where there's one hand on chest and one hand on abdomen. It doesn't matter where the left hand or the right hand is. Just try them both out, whichever feels most comfortable. And simply feeling, noticing breath occur. Under both hands. And the movement that each breath incurs, let it distribute between both hands. And while the hands are on the front of the body, feel that this movement translates to the backside of the body. We'll relax the hands and move into a knee pile with our right knee over our left knee. Shoulder shrugs. Relaxing the arms down beside your hips. Inhale into the upper back. And pause, raise the shoulders, gather them together way at the top. And as you're exhaling, squeeze in. As you squeeze, moving and dragging down. Blades move down, arm bones ride this downward movement all the way down. Keep moving down as you're continuing to exhale. And then as you release the blades, inhale. So you're feeling both the release of the blades and the inhale together. And then distinguish down an inch or two from there, that last squeeze, the middle parts of the blades, squeeze and exhale, squeeze in, drag down, and hear your exhale. You're still breathing as you're squeezing, as you're moving. Don't prematurely quit squeezing. Just keep squeezing as you're exhaling. And as you release, let the release and the inhale just overlap each other. And the bottom tips. Squeeze the bottom tips of the blades. Exhale, squeeze, gather, drag. And now place the fingertips on the ground, pressing down, inhale, into the chest, into the collar, keeping all of this lift through the front side of the body, exhaling, Softly squeeze the shoulder blades, all those muscles between the blades, and push the earth down. Okay, now sustain this push as you inhale again, raising the ribs another fraction of an inch. And exhale, gather the blades, move them all down, pushing the earth. The shoulders move down. You might even start to be pressing some of your weight off the ground. One more breath. Inhaling, goes wide as the armpits, broadening, lifting the chest bones way up, almost to the chin. And exhaling, pressing the ground, squeezing the blades, and release. Release the hand pressure, all the squeezing in the back. We'll switch the cross of our legs. Left knee over right. So we'll bring the left elbow up, shoulder height. Spread the heel of the palm, inhale. So now the back side of the body, still fresh in our feeling, sensing memory here. Exhale, move the shoulder down, pull the shoulder blade down, reach the elbow forward, spread the heel of the palm, reaching out through every single fingertip. Take the right hand to the bicep. Inhale. Exhale, pull the shoulder down, pull the shoulder blade down. Now lightly use your right hand, draw the arm bone forward. Just a little bit, letting that blade travel forward. Now, move the palm to the elbow, inhale. Keep inhaling if you can. Exhale, shoulder down, blade down. Push the palm into the elbow, elbow into the palm. As the chest muscles turn on, pull that shoulder down a little bit more. Reach forward, spread the heel of the palm, reaching out, feeling every single fingertip. And release. Right elbow, right shoulder height. Spread the heel of the palm, inhale. Exhale, the shoulder down, the shoulder blade down. Elbow reach forward. Again, the heel of the palm broad, outreach to the thumb, outreach to the pinky. Left hand, grab the right bicep. Inhale. Keep inhaling if you can keep inhaling. Exhale, the shoulder down, the blade down. And softly move the arm bone forward. With it comes the shoulder blade. Relax between the ear and the shoulder. Move your left palm to your elbow. Inhale. Now stretch those inhalations. Stretch them under the blade, under the collar. Exhale, shoulder down, blade down. Push the elbow into the palm. As the chest muscles turn on, pull that shoulder blade down a little bit more, reaching forward, spreading the heel of the palm, outreaching through every single digit. And release. Unwind the legs, lie on back, and we'll have a block or any prop useful nearby. Bring the feet off the ground. Inhale, head, shoulder blades off the ground. And pause. Curl tailbone. Exhale, reach your elbows toward your right thigh. Extend. Straighten your left leg. Pull low belly down. Inhale, left knee bend. Curl tailbone. Exhale, right leg reach. Outward, elbows reach toward left thigh. Pull low belly down. Inhale, right knee bend. Keep the shoulder blades up, curl tailbone. Exhale, the left leg out. Elbows reach toward right thigh. Pull low belly down. Inhale, come back center. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows reach toward the left thigh. Press out through the right leg. Extend, fully straighten the right leg. Fully broaden the sole of the right foot, extending all the toes. Pull the belly down. Out. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do 2 more on each side. Fully extend each leg. Fully extend each leg. Maintain that low belly feeling and involvement. How is it involved? It's involved in the reception of breath. Feel that on inhale, the abdomen, the low back receive or fill with breath. And on the exhale, they're active in expressing and expelling the physical air. Each and every time, the low belly can be felt receiving the breath, expressing the breath. If you need to use an image like a bellows, use an image. Letting your feeling of that low belly sustain and grow. There's a continuous felt sense of the low belly through the entirety of really any pose, or even an entire practice. Grab your roll or your block, and we're working gate opener, a 2-part abdominal. Ensure there's enough room to your left and your right so the legs can widen apart. With the hands supporting the back of the head. Inhale into low back. Hold. Squeeze. Exhale. Fully straighten the legs to your ability. Float the head, shoulder blades up off the ground. And stay with the low belly. Pull the low belly down. Take your left hand to the object, hold it against your pubic bones as you inhale, the legs apart. Exhale, tailbone shifts, it's toward the sky, and the low back lengthens as you reach out through each of the legs. Pull low belly down. Inhale into the low back and the sacrum. As you're gathering the legs right back up around the prop, setting the head down, squeeze the object, exhale, send the legs up, float the head, shoulder blades up, pull the low belly down. With your right hand, hold the prop. As you inhale, the prop will just bump atop the pubic bone. Exhale. You'll feel the pubic bone shift under the prop. So use the sensitivity of your hand to feel that precise shift of the pelvis as you exhale. Pull the low belly down. Inhale, gather the legs, set the head down. Squeeze. Keep growing the legs long, long, long. Exhale, reach up through the inner legs, float the head, shoulder blades up, pull the low belly down. Take your left hand to the object. Inhale, widen apart the legs. Keep the shoulder blades up. Exhale, outreach through the legs. Pull low belly down away from the prop. Can you feel the abdomen moving distinctly from the pubic bone? This is really vital, important connective tissue. Inhale, gather the legs, set the head down. Squeezing the object, straightening the legs, reaching them to the sky. Exhale, the head, the shoulder blades lift up. Press up through the feet, pull the low belly down. Use your right hand on the prop. Inhale, hold the prop in place, widen apart the legs. Exhale, the legs outreach. Did you feel the pelvis shifting under the prop through this with the sensitivity of your hand? Pull low belly down. Can you feel the belly right near the pubic bone moving, that connective tissue? Let's do one more pair. Inhale, gather the legs vertically, setting the head down. Squeeze the object. Exhale, raise, reach the legs through the inside of the legs. Float the head, the shoulder blades up. Pull the low belly down. Left hand to object. Inhale. Widen apart the legs. Keep the shoulder blades up. Exhale. I'm pulling the low belly down. Feel where the low belly becomes the pubic bone. That transition, that connective tissue area right there. All right, inhale, gather the legs back together. Set the head down. Exhaling, set the feet down. We'll set up for bridge. Feet hip width and feet active. Just spreading the sole of the foot. Inhaling. The ribs grow away from the pubic bone. So you can have a kind of a shadow, a residual, an echo of a feeling of the pubic bone area, right where the block or the object touched. And then exhale, the tailbone shifts, the buttock lifts, the spine lifts. Now, where that prop just a moment ago was touching the pubic bone, we'll use this as a kind of a anchor or a hub. So as you're reaching your thighs away from the nose, can you feel for beginning your breath at that place in the pubic bone, the front of the pelvis? The abdomen. So you're breathing into the abdomen and lifting the chest. This sheath of front body connective tissue. It connects to that pubic bone area. So taking these next 3 breaths like exploration, you're billowing that breath, ballooning it into the abdomen and the chest, both. Not just the abdomen, not just the chest, the abdomen and the chest. Feel how that expands and moves away from the pubic bone. Does it feel continuous? Does it feel discontinuous? Is the connection present but fuzzy? Is that connection from the collarbone to the pubic bone, is it becoming clearer? Subtly adjusting your breathing mechanics might help illuminate this stretch of connection. Maybe it's finding a way of breathing very deeply in and near the pelvis. Maybe it's a way of extending and expanding breath through the abdomen, through the chest. Give it 1 to 2 more, just playful, exploratory breaths. Feeling the front side of the body. In its continuity or its discontinuity. And then lowering the upper back to the ground, the mid back to the ground, the low back to the ground, and the sacrum and the buttock to the ground. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, making a figure 4 shape. Leaving the head on the ground. We'll reach for the left shin. Grab your thigh if it's the best thing you can reach. If you can grab the shin, reach a little further, grab the shin. Now push out through the right heel, flex the foot. So the flex, I mean, is where the top of the foot moves toward the shin. There should be no stress in the knee. You might have to adjust your leg a little bit. And holding steadily as you breathe into the backside of the body. Moving the legs in at that rate of organic release. So we're not hurrying it. It's more a process of being with it. And somehow in the being with process, something is being done. Release. We'll switch sides. Sometimes the being is the doing. Left ankle over right thigh. Okay, reach for the right shin. Begin that pulling of the right leg toward the chest. And move steadily. Keep the tension just sweetly applied. And it might be an internal shift. Shifting from focusing on pulling the leg to being with the sensation. Noticing how the sensation is in flux. Noticing that process of change starting to occur so rapidly already through the backside, through the hip. And release. Let's turn to a side. We'll be setting up downward dog. And I want to show you that there's two ways we can play with downward dog. And then you can decide based off your shoulders, your known history, which one seems best. So I want to show you from plank, because this spacing right here, the hands under the chest and the toes, is generally where that downward dog spacing is taught from. So, if you've grown accustomed to walking your feet into a place that feels like your usual, you might try this spacing here. All right, so the first way is the heels move toward the ground and the chest, kind of like bridge, drapes toward the ground and toward the ankles. Let me pause here. Because when I'm draping the chest, the shoulder blades are getting gathered up against the spine. It's like our shoulders shrug. So there's a shrug and a draping open of the chest. This is the stretchiest for the shoulder area. So if you have history of shoulder stuff, this is probably not your gig. And the second way is the way I usually offer for us, which is much more containment through the front of the chest. We wrap. The armpit muscles join in, and it's a different degree of stability. The shoulder blades are away from the spine. So let's start belly on earth. Place your hands under your chest, curl your toes under, and from that lowest plank or chaturanga position, press back without walking or moving your feet, just so we can at first appreciate this distance. So we're going to push back, leave the feet, leave the hands exactly in their kind of spacing. And it might be just different enough where we just want to appreciate this spacing and this shape all by itself. Taking 2 breaths to reach the feet down in their place. Just straighten the arms in their place. Now, trying out one of those downward dogs. One of them gives us massive amount of shoulder blade and chest support, opening up the spine side of the ribs. And one of them gives us a lot of armpit and chest opening drape. It's kind of a draping chest opening move. You'll be the best knower of which one to try. If I had an injury or a history of torn things, I would choose the latter. I would choose to wrap. I would choose to secure and envelop the shoulder in a really reliable, safe way. If I had a neck issue or a spine issue, I would also choose the latter, broadening and moving the tissues out of any clustered or compacted shape around the spine. And taking these final 2 breaths in downward dog, to press, to straighten the elbows, not to lock them, but to turn on those triceps, to straighten the elbows. And that tricep has connection into the back of the shoulder, near the shoulder blade. So I encourage you, straighten the elbows if that's morphologically, physiologically possible for you without pain. Straighten the elbows. You can engage the triceps. Feel how that adjusts, changes your shoulders. Engage the tricep, engage the tricep. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior 2, as we set up for ostrich. We'll interlace hands behind back. Inhale, just like before. Gather lightly the shoulder blades, letting the inhale bias, lift, and expand the front side of the body. Option 1, staying upright. Option 2, exhale, tipping the torso between the feet. Inhale, bring hands down to sacrum. We'll keep the warrior 2 stance as we move toward extended warrior. Set the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Let's check our footing. Right heel aligns with back instep. Inhale, palming the ground, lightly pulling. Shoulder moves away from jaw. Exhale, left arm, wrapping the shoulder, reach overhead. Wow. We've been together working with some exercises where we're attempting to extend and elongate or telescope the highest up spine joints, rib joints. So, highest ribs. We've done that by placing a block at our back and arching the top of the chest and ribs over the top of the block, just like a bridge. So I'm going to try that out here. Inhale, the ribs telescope away from the hips, lengthening the low back, lengthening the mid-back, and then exhaling the wrap, the reach of the left arm, and extending Extending, we're getting the bones of the very highest up rib and spine joints to move one away from the other, away from the other. Take one more breath, feeling for those very highest ribs to articulate, interlock smoothly. As you're inhaling, pass the left hand beside your left hip. Exhale, lift the right arm under the right leg, left hand behind back. That all. Inhaling. Deeper than the right shoulder blade. So more interior, the ribs under the shoulder blade. Release. Set the left knee down on ample support and cushion. Lunge. Left hand grabs left foot. So again, ensure your left knee feels good. Let the left hand grab the left ankle. Now the right hand can be left on the thigh for balance, or taken to the left foot to further that chest opening move. To make this a chest opener, the foot moves the hands away from the shoulder blades. Here, you can engage the triceps. I'm not suggesting locking the elbows. I'm not suggesting letting anything go to sleep, but the triceps are shoulder muscles. And release, left foot to ground. Inhale, let's back our weight over the left knee for twisting, extended lunge. So exhaling, we'll bring our left armpit over the right thigh. Let's keep our left knee on the ground for this. Now the left palm moves to the ground. Maybe a block helps to span that distance. I have the armpit contacting the thigh, so I have a nice, sturdy platform. Push, keeping the shoulder nicely togethered. Right arm, inhale, smoothly reach the right arm overhead. Straighten the elbow by contracting the triceps. Spread the heel of the palm. Reach out, feel every fingertip. And then remembering how we started with our pranayama this morning. We breathed into the abdomen and the chest together. Remembering that distribution of breath again, breathing into both the abdomen and the chest. Sometimes there's a timing differential, like belly chest or chest belly. Sometimes it will occur like simultaneity, belly chest. Inhale, unwind, hands under shoulders. And exhale, we'll step that right foot back. Chaturanga. will lower all the way to the ground. Cobra. Move the hands forward just enough so you can create a pulling action, so that as you inhale and pull, you can create a lengthening effect through the spine. It doesn't require a whole lot of forward movement, just enough. Exhaling, lower down. All right, so I just want to pause this as we're setting our hands under chest and inhaling. When you curl the toes under, keep the feet exactly where they are. Exhale, press back, downward dog. And let's just appreciate the footing, the hand position exactly where our plank takes us to downward dog. I just pause us because often we'll step, move, adjust our footprint in that transition. So feeling that the foot can be precisely in one place before being precisely in another place. While the hands are expressive of our mind state, so too our feet. We find ourselves tap dancing, kind of adjusting and moving the feet many, many times. It might be an interesting exploration as we move into Warrior Two next with the left foot, to inhale and step the foot one time or as few times as needed to arrive in Warrior Two. Left foot moves, right foot pivots. Boom, boom. Setting up for ostrich. Inhale, collect the hands, interlacing them behind back. Exhaling, deepening the stance, reaching with the arms. Okay, and this may be a snug area for some shoulders. So while I'm not saying we should straighten the arms, but in the act of those triceps contracting or straightening the elbows, there may be a sweet amount of excitement that's worth pausing, lingering with, breathing. Hinge, bringing the torso between the feet. Inhale, hands to waist. At the waist, release the interlacing. Walk the left hand toward the left foot. Lightly pull the ground. Left shoulder glides away from the collar. Inhale, moving the right arm overhead. Extended warrior. Continue pressing the right arm out as if you want to reach out and touch the horizon. Involve the triceps, spread the heel of the palm, extend through your fingertips as if they just might grow, grow, and touch the horizon. At the same time, the heel, like mooring us to the ground, keeping the heel reaching, connecting, even though it's stretching and it's extending, keeping the foot connected to the ground. Right hand reach. So the right foot reaches, the right hand reaches. And inhale, place the hand down and the right knee down. Lunge with a chest opener. Ensure the right knee feels good. Right hand, grab right ankle. Notice any subtle contractive or pulling motions that we sometimes do in the chest. Sometimes our chest will pull the shoulder forward. Let the foot move the palm away from the shoulder blade. Left hand can join the fun. Finding the right amount of release that is possible. Release right foot down. Twisting extended lunge. Inhale. Backing the weight up. Stretching the right arm over the left leg. Exhale, armpit over thigh. Right palm reach for the ground. Inhale the left arm overhead. Wow. Remembering the breath of abdomen and heart. Abdomen and heart. In this particular position, it may be useful to feel upper back, lower back, the backside of the heart, and the backside of the abdomen. Feel breath arising in these two areas, same time. Once more. And inhale, unwind, hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Stepping back to plank and lowering. Setting the hands just forward enough, knowing that I'll be able to create a pulling action. And I'll move the shoulders off the neck, away from the neck. Inhale, pull. As the chest arches toward the horizon. Exhale, lower. Hands under chest, toes curled under. Downward dog, letting the feet be exactly in their place. And softly set the knees down. We'll lie on back. And from back lying, fully extend the left leg along the ground. Extend or straighten. And grab a hold of your right thigh at the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Grab it with both hands. And begin to push through the heel, pushing your hamstring into your hands. Now the right leg may or may not straighten. The left leg might. But involve that heel push and that hamstring push nonetheless. Even if the hamstring quivers a little bit. Keep pressing. You might feel the tension of the leg almost straightening. Release. Switch sides. Fully extend the right leg to the ground. You may have to engage the muscles. It may not be a passive act. It may have to be an active act. Active. And the left thigh, grab it with both of your hands. Back of thigh. This one might be bent. Reach through the heel, pushing the hamstring against the hands. The right leg straightening, the left leg to be experienced, to be determined, but active. If you fully straighten both legs, you may experience this as both an action that has stretching-like consequences. But it's not about pulling the leg to the chest. Push the hamstring against the palms. Push the thigh away from your chest into the hands. Yes, there you go. That should be a little different. Release Shavasana. Lie the legs out on the ground. Two options for the hands. Option one is lie the arms out, palms up, traditional Shavasana. Option two is we can close with one hand on our chest and one hand on our abdomen, just as we began. And feeling how breath ebbs, flows in the chest and abdomen, from the pelvis to the skull bones. A relationship with our body, our self, our cells. It's predicated on contact hours, contacts, the many, many meetings. So we have the presumption and the corresponding actions that we're being with the cells, contacting and being with our cells, ourself, over and over in ever deepening ways. It's not enough to simply think about ourselves or ourself, but to be in and to be with ourselves, ourself. And that the being is an action. so that our being is very adequate. Our presence is enough. All right, when you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side. Use hands and press to seated. Namaste.